again and welcome back to Elisabeth Hogarth Designs. We are going to take another look at the beautiful Belle Fleur today. If you want to look at the complete collection, then I would highly recommend looking at my first video, and I'll leave you the link up above. This is Belle Fleur by Hackney & Co, and it is a collaboration with Craft Consortium. I love the papers. I think they're perfect for spring weddings, for special anniversaries and all those other occasions that you are going to enjoy throughout this year. These are the embellishments, and when I go through my different projects, I'm going to show you where I've used the different pearls, the sequins, the tiny hearts, the washi tape. Some of the cards you will have already seen because I used them in the One Sheet Wonder, and again that's all connected to my first video. So you remember these floral cards that I made suitable for weddings and anniversaries. I decided to go a step further and I made some paper flowers. Now these flowers are the same as the ones on this card here, and I think they are Anna Marie designs. These I thought would be brilliant for a wedding centerpiece for a wedding table. So all I've done is I've added 2 sets of flowers to these are actually diffuser sticks. So I added them to the centre. Ordinarily, if I were making these properly, I would add 2 hearts either side. However, in my DT package, I was limited to the number, but you get the idea. And then to hold them, I used one of my, I think it was a tomato sauce jar. And if you look carefully, you can see where I've used the fantastic rub-on transfers. It's the first time I've used them. I found them really easy to do, give a very professional finish. So there's the wording and the flowers, and then I've covered the words on the jar with a ribbon, which again are very high quality, and then you've got the lace. So that's a pretty ineffective way to make a centerpiece. I think if I was doing it, I would add some sisal or some maybe fake gypsophilia or something like that to fill it out a little bit. But I think sitting down and making the flowers yourself would be a lovely idea. Alternatively, give it as a gift to go with one of the cards. So that was idea number 1. Next idea includes the stamps from the collection. So here I used this particular set and I used the wording. I did need the stamping platform for this, so you place it in the stamping platform and then you turn your card and then you move the stamp and then you do the bits in between. If you look carefully, there are 2 shades of green. I used green so that it would show up on camera, but also apparently emerald green is very much on vogue this year. This is a tonics die that I've cut down because I felt that this centre needed something to go with the very pretty sentiment, and then I've layered it up onto the paper and I've curved the corners, which is a nice little touch. So that's the first stamp card. And then we have our second card, which is a DL card. And this time I used the foxglove stamp and I repeat stamped it. So if we move in a little bit, you'll see that again I used my stamping platform. So I had the stamp set up and then I moved the paper along. If you ever want to see any of these techniques that I use, then please leave a comment below and I will try and go through them step by step. I'm always happy to share the ideas and the techniques, but I would appreciate knowing what it is that you would like to see. So this is 2 types of oxide ink, and I just kept repeat stamping it, and then I added a little bit of water behind and then incorporated some of the matching pen colour. So then I layered it up onto some blue, and I find that if you do things like this, it pulls all the different elements together. So it doesn't have to be a wedding card. It could be a birthday card or just a card to say hello, how are you. But I rather like that card, but I think it's probably because it's done in my favourite blues. But it goes to show that you can change up the colours of this beautiful collection. You may remember that I talked about the grey and embossed paper, and I said I'm going to try colouring that. Well, this is the end result. So this is one of the 12 by 12 papers, and it's really good for colouring in because these sections here are embossed, which means that your pens or your pencils don't go over the outline. It's really good for beginners, and I would highly recommend the technique. So here I've wrapped a little box, and then I made a matching tag card to go with it. This is a 6 by 6 paper, and it works equally as well. But that's a nice little coordinating gift set, I think. But let me show you really quickly the different types of pens that I used. So if we take a close-up of the different techniques, the first one here use the ink lily pens in various shades. So that's number 1 there. Then I had some aqua tints. These are my aqua tints. And I put Spectrum Noir on there first, one of the sparkle pens, and then to highlight it, I added the darker ink. That's quite a different kind of design, but if you like that feel, then that's a different idea for you. This was the first idea that I worked on, which were the pencils, and that one might be harder to see, but really all I wanted to do was to see how the white work came up, and I liked the idea of that. So it was white and pale pink and then yellow, and then I just blended it out, and I think that would be beautiful if you've got time to colour in a whole page. And really you can use the colouring techniques that Katie Hackney did. I'm not saying that we're on a par with her, but you can get the general idea, because as usual you've got colouring that you can try and emulate. That's why I love the Craft Consortium packaging, because they give you so many ideas to try and work out how you can improve your own work. So number 4 are the Spectrum Sparkle pens. So these are Soft Jade and Cosmos and Moonlight. So again, you've got different types here where you've got this sparkle in different layers, and as I mentioned before, because you've got the embossed, it's really easy to paint and it doesn't blur the lines, and it also gives you something to encase your colour in. These are my favourite colouring pens. These are the Zigs. So this time we had a little bit of pink in the centre, and then with a water brush I pulled out the colouring. And then when you go to this one over here, this is when you're using the Zig as it is, and then blending in all of your different colours. Last but not least, I used my watercolour palette. You can see how messy it is because you can re-blast these colours, but this is the style of technique you can get. That one was quite bold compared to the others, and I fancied giving it a go. And I also wanted to test how the water affected the paper. And when you first colour, you think, oh, well, this is going to bubble up and spoil the paper. But when you leave it to dry, it's absolutely perfect. So just goes to show how good a quality these papers are. So there's the box again. So it was just a matter of sitting down for an hour or so, colouring up a 12 by 12 paper, and then wrapping up my box. So this paper was left over from here, so you can imagine what you can do with it. This was quite naive colouring, rather than here where I tried different layers of colour. this really was adding one or two of the same colour, one or two layers, and then right at the end when it was dried out I did add a little bit of glitter to the bigger blooms. But I like that idea, and I think that if we could have colouring pages from Craft Consortium, I think we'd be onto a winner there. From Bright and Bold, you've got cream and classic. So you've got your gold, you've got cream paper, you've got a really sweet ribbon, very, very good quality ribbon. This was a Time for Tea die which I used. I think this would be lovely for Valentine's Day. And all I've done is highlight one of the hearts with glitter card, which I layered up 2 or 3 times. So all I need now is someone to send that card to. I'm a big fan of tags, so I used one of the 12 by 12 papers and folded it in half. Again, I'm happy to show you how I did that, and then scored it, and then I've created a little tag book and then decorated it with pockets. So I've added these pockets, and then I've put in my own tags that have been decorated. I like this one here. It's just a simple luggage tag, but when you decorate it with the paper and the lace, it looks so much more. And then you've got a little band to hold it all in place. So these are all the other of the 12 cards that I made on the video above. So you can see that I've had a brilliant time with this collection. So you've got your classic wedding, anniversary, birthday cards, like so. And then you've got the other projects which go from cream and gold and classy to bright and bold. Where's the tag? Yeah, there's our bright and bold, to tags, to beautiful stamp cards, and then bigger images, and then you've got your wedding centerpiece. I really hope all of this has provided you with enough inspiration on using any of the Craft Consortium collections, but in particular Belle Fleur. And I would love to see your ideas too, so please come and join us on the Craft Consortium network, which is a Facebook group. I'll leave you the link below, and of course there's always lots of other inspiration from the rest of the design team. Thank you for taking the time to watch this second video. Don't forget about the first one, because you'll see the entire collection, and I look forward to welcoming you back here again soon. Like and subscribe to my channel and you'll be the first to be notified when the next projects are coming up. Thank you, take care and happy crafting. Bye bye for now.